Marvel can easily get inspiration from the official Marvel comics or just pull characters and make a live-action story of whatever comic they choose. On the flip side, some have had a great amount of inspiration to the point where they create brand new characters to be included in the story. Today we're going to reveal who these characters are, and for some, it might surprise you. Number 1 on this list is Louise. For the comics, Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, his friends are more so tied with fellow superheroes, and he has no one in his life even remotely close to Louise, which makes sense because Louise's unique dialogue would be incredibly difficult to translate onto the printed page. Number 2 revolves around Hawkeye's family. The Clint Barton of Earth 1610 is more or less the version of the character that was truly adapted into the MCU, whereas the OG Hawkeye was raised in a circus, became a supervillain, and then joined the Avengers. Darcy Lewis comes in third. Lewis never showed up in the pages of the Marvel Comics, in large part because the comic book roster is so different from her own MCU counterpart. Hope Van Dyke is another character that did not exist in the Marvel Comics. Originally, like most superheroes, Hank and Janet have never been allowed to grow old, and so it's impossible for them to have an adult daughter, thus not allowing a child to happen. For Marvel, time was allowed to move forward. Morgan Stark portrays as Tony Stark's daughter and one of the most important characters, at least in his world. Again, like with Hope Van Dyke, the characters or heroes in the comics stayed the same age throughout a large portion of time, and though he's generally portrayed as a little bit older than the average superhero, he's yet to ever settle down and have kids. I think Marvel found it better for them to include a child in some of their stories to add more emotion and connection. To no surprise for most for this one, Sylvie is a variant of Loki, supposedly. Dozens of Lokis from other realities have made appearances in the pages of Marvel Comics, and some of them have been women. She does technically borrow a name and a few characteristics from Sylvie Lushton, a comic book character best known as the Second Enchantress. This next one actually surprised me a little bit. Even with Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man isn't the one we know from Stan Lee's perspective, but Mary Jane was included. According to Marvel, it looks like they took the initials and made another name kinda similar. Everyone knows that, whether one is talking Marvel Comics or the MCU, Spider-Man's main squeeze is someone named MJ. But other than a shared set of initials, Michelle Jones and Mary Jane Watson are entirely distinct characters. In many ways, they're polar opposites. In the comics, Shang-Chi has several siblings by his father, Zhang Zhu, and all of them have names like brother Sabri and sister Dagger. The only sibling in which he shares both parents is Zhang-Chi Hu, but Sister Hammer, as her nickname suggests, is a vastly different warrior, dexterous and agile Xialing. Another character from the Shang-Chi world is Katie Chen, an extra character that Marvel decided to add in as his best friend, Shang-Chi. The Tai Lo of Marvel Comics is the home of the Taoist gods, one of more than a dozen active godly pantheons in the Marvel Universe. The only prominent appearance of Ta Lo has been a storyline in which of the Asgardians saved Thor, perished, and the god of thunder had to travel around borrowing power from all the pantheons to revive them. Ava Starr's Ghost didn't make an appearance in the comics within the span of her own film debut. Ghost reforms and becomes a tentative ally of the Pym family. Truly, however, her MCU arc could have gone in any number of directions because she doesn't really exist in the comic books. From the film Black Widow, General Draco has not appeared in the comics either. If there's a Draco hiding somewhere in the comic book universe, he's yet to be uncovered. There have been some variations of the Other to be found in the comics, but none that have anything to do with this specific one from the Avengers. And lastly, William Riva, famous for being yelled at by Tony Stark. But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What did you think about this list, and was there any characters that you didn't know about? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys!